Yeah. What is your personal process when getting ready for an audition for a new role?
The process is, you read up on the character as much as you can. You also, if you have the ability to, you try and do as much research as you can on the character. Sometimes we don't always have that luxury,
Right.
so we really just have to go with what the studio sends us, to read the information on them, to see if there's a picture that they have included, and really just try and gain that character's personality as much as you can.
Cool.
Yeah.
We good to go?
Yeah. Quick question on you've worked in voice acting for quite some time now, and do you find for you is there a huge difference in your approach to the voice acting from when you first started till now?
Oh, tremendously. When I first started, look, maybe some people are lucky and they're excellent their first time around. But, when you first start, you're learning, and even, X amount of years later, I'm still learning. There's some things that I'm still not 100% good at. But it's always a learning process, and any actor who thinks that they've learned everything isn't really going to learn anything. So, tremendously, I feel like I've improved over the last 10 years, so, and I think the fans would agree too. I've never once heard a complaint, I don't go looking. I'm sure there are some fans out there that, don't like my performance on one project or another, and that's fine. They are totally entitled to their opinion. All I can say is that actors are their own worst critic. So I myself am always going to be my own worst critic, way more than anyone else on the internet. So I personally feel like I have improved, but again, there's always room for improvement. Yeah.
Go for your second question, because I got two.
Okay, this is a little bit of a sensitive topic, so I want you to feel free to just not comment on it. But this has been a big couple of years for the entertainment industry with women in entertainment. Mm-hmm. I want to know if that has hit the voice acting community at all, and what your experiences might be with that.
Can you elaborate a little bit on what
Yeah, so throughout, sort of the You Too movement and a lot of like...
Oh, Me Too?
Me Too, sorry.
Yeah. No,
You Too.
no, you're fine.
Technically not Me Too. I'm trying to come out of that.
Absolutely, no,
Yeah.
that's fine.
But with just sort of, all of the allegations and revelations that have come out in the entertainment industry abroad, has any of that sort of come up in the voice acting community, and have you had any experiences personally with certainly the empowerment
Sure.
and everything coming up is very nice. But
I can honestly say for myself, I have not really experienced that. Now, I am in no way, shape, or form going to speak for other people, because that's not my place, nor is it right of me to speak for other people. But I will say, for anyone who steps forward, I think they deserve to be heard. Mm-hmm. I think they deserve to be heard, and I think that in any part of the world, I think it happens. So I'm sure it is within the voiceover community as well. Like I said, I will not and cannot speak for other people, because it's not my experience or stories to tell. And so, I just truly believe that anyone who has a story like that, if they step forward, then they should be heard and not immediately blamed for coming forward.
absolutely. Thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Are there any series or franchises, whether animation or video game, that you would love to be a part of that you haven't had access to yet?
I would love to be part of the Batman franchise. I have of course I don't sound like it right now, but I would love to play one of the sirens in Batman. I would love to, specifically Harley. Harley's one of my favorites. But Catwoman and Poison Ivy are just so fantastic as well. So really, if I was given an opportunity to play either one of them, I would be very, very happy. Mm-hmm. Harley. So, crossing fingers. But
awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
And you said you had 2 questions, though, right?
Well, I'm saying I asked 2 questions, and so I wanted them to ask 2
Oh,
questions.
you're so, thank you. That's so nice of you.
For outside of voice acting and acting in general, where do you have any other passions or things that like you're maybe in like other fandoms that you're really a part of that you really
Any
love?
fandoms I'm a part
Either
of?
fandoms or like things that you have passions for
Dear.
outside of like the acting and voice acting.
I'll go over the fandom aspect because I'm a big fan of a lot of other stuff. I love Game of Thrones, so I'm excited for the last season of Game of Thrones.
It's only going to be 6 episodes.
Well, but they're each going to be like an hour and a half long.
That's true.
They're going to be each like little movies, and it's okay. Hopefully we won't feel, deprived. But Game of Thrones is definitely one of them. I recently started watching. What did I recently start watching? There's just so many things I'm a fan of. A lot of my shows are currently being filmed for new seasons, so I love like Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is a great show. Excuse me. Ooh, I just got Kingdom Hearts 3. I haven't started it yet, but I will very soon. I'm currently watching the story so far. It's one of the videos on YouTube, explaining the story, and I am so lost. There's so much that is not explained in the Kingdom Hearts games because I haven't played the in-between games.
Okay.
But I'm very excited to start Kingdom Hearts 3. What else? No.
Nope,
Sorry, guys. It's Saturday morning, at least LA time, and I'm just still waking up. Gosh, I mean, there's just so much that I'm a big fan of. I'm currently watching. What am I currently watching? Well, all of my shows are on Hulu or Netflix. All the shows that I'm watching because I don't have cable. So
Same.
I'm just so I don't know how relevant they are. But yeah, I'm just such a nerd. I'm a big nerd, and I love coming to these conventions, not just as a guest, but just I'm amongst my people. So it's nice, Hopefully that somewhat answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I'll branch off of those 2 questions. How important is it for you as an actor to enjoy the media before you actually get into it? Like if you had experienced it beforehand, does that help?
I could be very formal and say, well, yes, it affects my acting, and it's it very it complements my experiences, and it trains me well. But honestly, I'm just a nerd. I love watching stuff, and I see how other actors perform, and I'm inspired by that. But I never would take their performances or anything just because that's theirs and I have my own. I think it is important. I mean, it's not like it's not required, but I do think it's important for people in the entertainment industry to be up to date on the new shows and the new movies and all that. I'm not up to date on everything, but again, like I said, I don't have cable, so. But a lot of great new movies came out this last year. Bohemian Rhapsody. What was the other one? I just watched Boy Erased or Erased Boy. I don't remember exactly what the title is, but it's a very powerful film. It's very good. And I also just watched Goodbye Christopher Robin or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I cried. It was so it was not sad, but it was bittersweet.
Yeah.
But I know that doesn't exactly answer your question, but I think it is important to when I watch media, I think of it as supporting my peers or people that I may not know, but we work in the same industry.
Sure.
And that's how I see it, and that goes for anime as well. Like, I know a lot of people in this industry, and I will watch their shows because I want to support them, and a lot of the time I love the shows that they're in, It doesn't matter if it's animated or not. If it's a good show, I'll love it. So, hopefully that answers your question.
I liked it.
Yay!
It works for me.
how did you fall into this career, whether on purpose or I hear a lot of times they'll fall in by accident? Like, what's your story?
Well, I'd like to say both. I've always been an actor since I was little. I started in theater. And when I got to college, I took a voice and diction class, and it was being taught by a voice actress that has been in Digimon, Wolf's Rain, Scrap Princess, a lot of great anime shows, yeah. And she said, well, if you're interested in doing this, you should pursue it. You should go to a workshop that specifies in teaching about voiceover. And I said, okay. So I found a studio called Bang Zoom Entertainment in Los Angeles, and they, to this day, they offer workshops on voiceover called Adventures in Voice Acting. And this is when they just started off with these courses, and I started with their workshop, and the person who was teaching it, Tony Oliver, who was Rick Hunter and Robotech, and he's been around for years, he's a wonderful man, and he's been in this industry for a long time. Well, he apparently liked what I could bring to the booth, so he pulled me aside and said, I don't know if you're planning on doing this as a career, but you should definitely do it. I said, oh, sweet. So he put me on an audition list, and I was cast in my first anime show 3 months later.
Very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of planned, but by accident, because you never know when you're going to fall into it, you know? It's never planned. Never planned. But everyone has their own path, which is really interesting. I'm sure you guys have interviewed quite a few people this weekend, and they each have their own story, but a lot of it is being in the right place at the right time. So it's very interesting to hear everyone's stories.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite questions to ask.
Is there, as we're wrapping up, is there anything that you personally want to plug or anything coming up that you're really excited about that you want to talk about?
Yes, actually. I just worked with Bang Zoom Entertainment on a live action dub for a Spanish film. Now, live action dubs are fun. They're not always 100% great, just because it's a little awkward, seeing, a language being dubbed in another language, live action,
Right.
But I have to say, this movie is so good. The Spanish title of it is El Árbol de la Sangre, but the English translation is The Tree of Blood.
The Tree of Blood, yeah.
And it's a fantastic film. It's very adult, so I wouldn't recommend it to anyone under the age of 13 or 14. But it's a very good film, and I honestly think the English dub is very, very good. But if people don't like dubs, I would still recommend seeing it in its original Spanish language because it's beautiful. It's European Spanish, so Spanish is beautiful in general, but I highly recommend it. Excuse me. It's on Netflix. They can find it on Netflix. And it's about a girl who I play. She and her boyfriend go to this house, this summer cottage that one of their families owned, and they have a story to tell. So they pretty much start writing a book, and they combine their stories about their shared family past. And through their storytelling, that's when all of these secrets come out. And it's a drama. It's a total drama, and I thrive on that. So I highly recommend that, and I'm very proud of it. So
Cool.
yeah,
Very cool.
it's not anime, but
Still worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm in it for a good story, and that's it.
Perfect. I highly recommend it. And honestly, it's really progressive, in my opinion. I think it's very well done. I showed it to a friend of mine. I didn't think she would like it, and she loved it. It's a little corny because it's very soap opera-y and very dramatic, but it's still enjoyable, and it's not like, oh, this is too cheesy,
Gotcha.
I think it's the perfect amount of cheese. Just have a little wine with that cheese, and it'll balance it out. Exactly.
Love it.
Awesome.
So yes, Tree of Blood. Please check it out on Netflix. It's awesome.
Okay, sounds
cool.
good.
Just for the video and for people who will be watching the video, where can they go? What was the best place for them to find you and follow you if they want to find more information?
Terrible at this. Okay. Go to my Twitter. It's Lauren, LAUREN _ middle initial A underscore Landa, Landa. So Lauren underscore A underscore Landa, Landa. It's my Twitter. It's private, but you can request to follow me, and I will accept it at some point. So I'm so bad when it comes to social media, you guys. Like, it's scary. Social media is scary. But if you don't mind, I would like to tell your followers to please be very careful when it comes to social media. There are a lot of fake profiles out there. A lot of fake profiles. Specifically, I know of one of my fake profiles on Instagram. The Instagram name is Lauren Landa, no space. That is completely fake. Do not follow that profile. It is fake. It has a lot of old pictures on there. That is not my Instagram. So if you're following that and if you're expecting someone to reply, it's not me.
Yikes.
So do not follow that. Don't follow that. And unfortunately, on Twitter, it's a little more difficult to get verified, I think. But just be mindful and be careful. Just because a voice actor responds to you does not mean that it's them legit. Also, if anyone, this goes for you guys as well, if anyone messages you claiming to be a voice actor, more than likely it's not them. Because they won't just message you randomly unless they know you. So please be wary of that. I'm trying to spread awareness about that.
So
Thank you.
I'm not actually best friends with Chris Sabat.
I know, I'm sorry. Well, Sabbath is best friends with everybody, so, I'm sure you're special.
There's a chance.
I had dinner plans with Troy Baker.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, I think it's so important for people to know that. So please be careful, you guys, please. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much.
thank you guys. Thank you for having me, and I'm sorry I'm sick.
Hopefully you get your plane situation figured out.
I know.